Hello, welcome to Press and Play. Today we're going to make a soda set. Don't know why, but I felt like it. First I'm priming instead of buffing. And it's been working, so I'm not messing with it. I'm not going to show you all the nails because it's painting on something clear. So yeah. Here I'm using this amazing, gorgeous, reflective gel. I can't tell you exactly what the name of it is because there is a number, but it's a low number, so I'm guessing it's from like some sort of set. I don't know, but the rest I can't read. So I got it from Shein, but I really, really, really like this color. It's so pretty. I do put on some flash later on in the video so you can see it in all of its glory. What I'm doing is just doing a base coat of the colors I'm going to use on the nails. I'm doing 2 coats of everything except this color. I will not do 2 coats of because I liked the fact that you could still see through it. So yeah. It's a pretty kind of metallic-y, pearly color. When I was first thinking of this set, I was kind of thinking more cartoony, and then I started playing with colors and I wasn't vibing on any of the colors, so I decided to go with more of like a suggestion of like Coke, like a suggestion of a Coke flavor or root beer or one of the brown sodas. So and here I'm just using a milky white from Goy that I really like, and I do 2 coats of this as well. I'm sorry if you can hear my fan, but it is like 9,000 degrees here in Seattle today, and locking myself in a room to try to like keep quiet, it's even hotter. So if I'm low energy, it's been a hot day. I also made another set of nails, which I'm editing next. But here's the second coat. It's just a pretty milky white. It's like that perfect balance of translucent and opaque. It's just that perfect balance. I did order, I think it's Vetsy is the name of it. I was watching a video from Anne Elizabeth, and she had like a subscription box, and she had these amazing, like they were like almost like an Aurora paper, but it was fabric, and I wanted some of that. I was looking on Amazon, I couldn't find it anywhere. I almost got some ribbon, which I do think would work, some of the like hollow-ish or like kind of unicorny ribbon. You could use that and cut it because it's basically tulle. So, but I did decide I'm gonna go to Vetsy, I'm gonna get that actual stuff for the idea, and I ended up buying a few other things just to try them out. So when that comes, I will do a video for that. Here I can't remember which nail I used for the thumbs, so I just was matching them up because I'm gonna make a charm for this nail. And the thing is like I, looking back, should have probably just painted on the nail and then built over it, but my thinking was that I wanted the charm to be painted on the back, so I think I went the hard way about doing it. But it's cool because I know for sure now I can make my own little charms and pop them off and stick them on. But I think I could have done this in an easier way, but I don't do that. So what I'm doing is creating it on this nail. And I am going to create like a fountain, like an old school like soda shop fountain glass. One that could have like soda in it, or like a root beer float, or something in that vein, one of the like from like the 50s and 60s, kind of fluted with the like, what is it called when it's got the like lines up and down? There's a name for that, and I can't think of it right this second. Of course, I'll think of it at like 2 in the morning. But yeah, I create it on the nail, like so. And I'm trying to kind of shape it a little bit before I get it on the nail. Part of it with this set is I had an idea. I had kind of a loose idea, but I wasn't sure completely about shapes until I was like getting going. It was actually, a lot of this set kind of turned out differently than I had originally thought, which is so often the case. But there was a lot of trying to work it out for this set and trying to make it work. It was a wee bit frustrating. I had a few moments, but overall it was a pretty cute set to put together. I know what I would do differently now, looking back though. I think I made this a little extra hard on myself. I think I'm going to be out of that sculpting gel soon. I've used it a lot. It was stickier today though, I noticed, but I think because it's so hot out, I think it's just, that's just what's happening. But it's still pretty nice gel to work with. I'm just trying to refine the shape a bit. And I was also being really conscious to like push anything that had like thinly spread down towards the base that would make it harder for me to get off the nail, or like be extra stuff to like file and clip later, which I still ended up having to do, but I think I did save myself a little bit of extra work by pushing it into itself so it wasn't spreading out at all in any thin way. I definitely think I could have painted underneath and it would have been cute. So next time I do something like this, I'm probably going to go that route. It's just hard if you're not sure exactly where you're going. You have an idea, but then like painting, you're like kind of stuck into that shape. So, and I'm just giving it a flash so I can pop it right off the nail. I don't want it to cure completely that it sticks, but just enough to be able to pop it off. And I'm sticking it in with the bottom part facing up so that I can paint the inside now. And this is just kind of a jelly pink. Looks more fuchsia, kind of off camera, but it looks very hot pink on the editing, but it's a little bit more on the fuchsia side, and it is a jelly, which I think I could have probably just gone with something more solid. And I'm just going back in and filling in any little gaps before I give a full cure. And I saw a few spots that didn't look as clean when it was flipped over, so I decided to kind of fill that in a bit. Yeah, I think it would have actually been better to just use a solid color so that it doesn't get thicker, like as you try to build it up and change how it sits on the nail. So like probably something thinner but closer to one coat probably would have been good. This is just a pretty glitter gel. It didn't really show as much as I was hoping. But I'm sorry it's blurry. My camera was doing its thing, doing its normal thing. But yeah, I put a good solid amount at the top, and then I kind of like, I wouldn't even call it like an ombre, but just kind of faded it down a little bit into the pink. Yeah, you can't really see it that well, but it is there. You can see it when the flash is on. You can definitely see that blue sparkle through, but if there's not something kind of hitting that, you don't notice it really. And here I'm just refining the shape a bit. I would say if you can refine the shape without sanding it, I think it overall looks better. On the soda bottle that I make, I use a scissor and an X-Acto knife, which I cut some of it out because, you know, I just did. But yeah, I think the sanding, the filing kind of, even with the top coat, I could kind of tell it just got roughed up. I don't know. It didn't, I think you can definitely just stick to like carving it basically, either with your scissors or a knife to refine it. But things you learn along the way, right? And here I'm just adding some of my Macart gemstone glue. Popping it on. And popping it off. And then popping it on. And then she gets a cure. And now I'm going to add some bubbles. I think it might have been pretty if I would have taken that sparkly blue and put it at the top, like on the flat side where I'm about to put all the little beads. That would have made sense because it's a cup and it's got liquid in it, so having the sparkles there probably would have been good. So if I recreate it, that's for sure something I will do. I'm so excited. I got my new gem picker today. It will be in the next video. I did a little mini haul, but that I am really excited about. And it's really cute. They like kind of knocked it out of the park with the whole packaging and everything. But it just, oh, it'll be so nice. And it's got the picker part and then also like a pokey thing so you can move the stuff around. And I'm extremely excited to use that. And here I'm just doing the same thing as before, except for I'm going to make basically like the inspiration is the classic Coke bottle, like the old school one where it like didn't even have like a tag on it. It was just glass and it was beautiful, and I think the writing was in white, and it's just got such a classic, beautiful shape. So that's kind of where I'm heading with this. I kind of get there, but it's a little bit on the wonky side. But I think I could definitely do a better job on the next one for sure. Now that I've done this and I kind of knew where, now I know where I'm going. I end up taking off a lot of the 3D gel just because I end up with way too much. It's another first though. It's things I've never made before and just decided I'm going to make them. No other way to do it, right? Just do it. Just make it. This little set actually reminds me of a Barbie set I had that was like a soda shop, and it had all the little mini fountain glasses and like little banana split bowls, and they were in plastic, but they were so cute. And that's just, even the size of them just completely reminds me of this set. Little Coke bottles and things like that. Which, you know, little things, little teeny tiny cups. I mean, does it get any cuter than that? I don't think so. And here I'm just putting in those lines. And a little flash cure so I can pop it off the nail. Just going to do a little trimming. Didn't need a ton, but there was definitely some little bits that I didn't quite push back into itself. It's interesting working with this type of product though. It's like, it's got some memory, so like you kind of get it into its initial position and you mold it, but it does slowly kind of bounce back. So like if you're trying to straighten something out, you definitely can, but you almost have to like do it right at the end and give it a flash immediately. This is like a just like a sparkly brown, which you can actually see the reflex a little bit in the flash. It does actually show a little bit. It doesn't show really at all here, but there are little sparkly bits in it. And here I am using my McCart gem glue again, and I am going to pop the soda on the nail. So tell me, does anyone notice anything wrong here? Yeah, I just it. It's upside down, and it wouldn't be my video if I didn't put something on upside down. So here I am like, okay, what do I want to do? Because it's I'm gonna have to like totally chunk that thing off. And I did, and it was a hot mess. So I decided we're gonna deal with that later. And I save you watching me repaint that nail and all of the things to get it back. Actually, it was a different, completely new nail because there was no point in starting completely over without just doing it. So I did, and I didn't make you watch it. So, but I did fix it, and I mean, part of me just laughs at myself at this point because obviously the orientation of where the nail should be doesn't even matter while I'm working. I'm like, yeah, we're just popping it on. It looks great. It's fine. Details, who needs them, right? And I actually initially put it on the wrong side for this too, and wiped it off, if you noticed, because I was on a roll. So, but here I'm just creating kind of like a head on a soda pop. So little foam, and I just layer. First I have the milky white, and then I do add a little bit of the Macart Blanc white in with it, just to get a little extra texture. I'm doing that with my round brush, just kind of pushing it in there. Could be cool if you add like a little bit of like 3D gel, just for some extra bubbly texture. But since I was going in with gems, I thought it doesn't need to actually be too high off of the nail. And I messed around with these for quite a while before I finally got where I was going. I had some pearls on it, had all sorts of things, but it actually took me quite a while to figure out where I was, so I skipped through quite a bit of it for you because it was just lots of pushing gems around. So this is the problem when you're kind of not sure exactly where you're going. You have an idea, you have a feeling, but you don't have like a solid plan. Even my little drawing I did on it was super loose and like little notes that said, well, maybe here. So, but I did keep this video from being 12 hours long. I exaggerate a little bit, but definitely in the hours range. And I wanted to tie in some of the pink from the first nail, the thumb, with the pink soda, carry it through a little bit. So I decided to use these pink pearls and just do a cute little placement. Also did faff around with this quite a bit. And there she's done. So here I have these teeny tiny light pink caviar beads. And I'm just adding some base coat and just tapping them on to make a little bit of like a fizziness on the top of that soda. And I thought even the pink, as light as it was, would kind of carry the pink through the nail set. It really did look like caviar though, with the inside the gel. I also used some here too, and just creating kind of a bubbly, swirly pattern. Here I'm just using base coat and just putting that on in a nice little swirly pattern. And I'm adding in those caviar beads that really do look like caviar. I'm mainly just kind of slapping them in the general area just to get them on, because getting them off your brush is a little bit of a thing. So decided just smack them on, and then I can kind of shape them up a bit. they have a really nice, delicate kind of shine to them. They're just a pretty little bead that's going to be hard to use in things that they aren't just like an effect because they're so tiny. I did enjoy playing with these though. Something very satisfying about getting them all where you want them. And here I'm going to add a few more of those little bubble beads, like big caviar beads that are super cute and clear, and they've got a nice iridescent shine to them. And now we will top coat. And I definitely made sure to cover all those cute little caviar beads and the big caviar beads too, just to make sure that they don't lose their finish. And also keep them on the nail because they're pretty chunky. I really, really like that Shein nail polish, the reflective one. I think I may order some more reflective colors from that brand because they are just gorgeous. And here I'm just making sure I'm kind of going in between things, making sure that there's not too much in there, that it's flooding. And there, she's done. And she's cute like that. But I really think this set definitely benefits from some flash. There you go. You can even see some of that blue sparkle at the top too. And some of the sparkle in the soda. But that nail polish from Shein is, oh my god, it's so pretty. Makes me so happy looking at it. I hope you enjoyed this set. I enjoyed doing it mostly, a few moments, but I think we got there. Thank you so much.